This is the 8-8 handout, and we're going to take a look at part 2, which is adding and subtracting rational expressions. At the top of the paper here, you see that I have a couple of basic examples from the world of fractions. This is from probably 4th or 5th grade, and the key there is to get a common denominator. We're going to do the same thing when we look at rational expressions. In some of these problems, we already have a common denominator, such as the two denominators that are highlighted, both x plus 1. So all we need to do here is add the tops, 2x plus 4, and put it over that common denominator, x plus 1. In number 2, again, we have a common denominator already, x squared plus 6. So there's no need to find a common denominator. It already exists. Same in number 3. So all we need to do in number 2 is combine like terms in the numerator, and you'll be all set. In number 3, where the arrows are going here, I'm just reminding you to distribute that negative sign or that subtraction sign. So make sure you're doing 5x squared minus 3x squared, 8x minus 4x, and 0 minus 7, so that you get the correct numerator. So you get 2x squared plus 4x minus 7 on top, and then that common denominator x minus 3 on the bottom. Now 4 is the first one where we don't have a completely common denominator. We have the x plus 3's in common, but the fraction on the left has an x minus 4, while the fraction on the right does not. So we need to multiply top and bottom by x minus 4 to give us that common denominator. After you put that x minus 4 on top and bottom, make sure you distribute the 2 and then combine like terms. So that numerator is going to be 2x minus 8. So we're going to do 3 plus 2x minus 8. It's going to be on top. And the bottom is going to have that common denominator, x plus 3 times x minus 4. We can combine like terms up top and make it say 2x minus 5. On the bottom, we'll just go ahead and leave it in factored form, x plus 3, x minus 4. For 5 and 6, we also have the need for a common denominator, so you're going to have to do a little bit of prep work here. In number 5, you could see that one fraction has the x plus 4, so does the other one. But the first fraction is missing that x minus 5, I think it is. So you need a common denominator. In 6, which you see me doing already, I'm factoring the bottom so I can see what they have in common and what they don't have in common. So once you factor, you can get rid of the old denominator. And we notice that they have the x plus 5 in common, so there's no need to worry about the x plus 5. The fraction on the right has an x plus 4, so the fraction on the left needs an x plus 4 before we can add. The fraction on the left has an x plus 2, so the fraction on the right needs an x plus 2. And don't forget, whatever you multiply on the bottom, you need to also multiply on the top. So I added that. I multiplied by x plus 4 on the top left, and I'm going to need to multiply both sides, or top and bottom, by x plus 2 in blue. Once you have a common denominator, you can just put it all over that common denominator. There's no need to expand at this point. So the bottom will just be that shared denominator, x plus 4, x plus 5, x plus 2. And for the numerator, you're going to need to distribute and then combine. So we'll have a 4x plus 16 plus 4x plus 8. And when you combine like terms up there, you should get 8x plus 24. And that about wraps it up for part 2, adding and subtracting rational expressions.